Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. This is the show that we come at you every morning, giving you all this economic data that we need to give you so that you guys can see what is happening in the markets. Guys, we got Bitcoin this morning coming in right now about $57,600. Is that a key level that it needs to hold? We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at PPI data, and we're going to talk about what's going on with the Bitcoin miners and why there might be some pain coming their way, which could result in pain in the charts, guys. All that and a whole lot more today on the Morning Market Report. Let's get it. Class is in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. This is the show that every morning you guys need to come to get the economy, get the charts, get the markets, get the news, and get some good quality entertainment with me and my boys here. Let's go ahead and bring them up. It's Tradefly and the OC guy. What's up, fellas? How you doing?
What is going on, guys? It is good to be here. Happy Thursday. I'm looking forward to mixing up with you guys in the chat and talking some crypto. Let's Am I by myself?
I'm trying to get my audio back up. Not sure what just happened to my audio. Let me know if you guys are good. OC, how you doing, man? Hopefully you guys can hear me. There you go. What's up, OC?
I'm doing fantastic. Just having a great morning today. Also, I did had a little bit of a great breakfast. One of my favorite foods, which is pizza. So I know it's not a pizza day, but still pretty green on the markets. Pretty excited to see what's going on, which I think is a dump. But still, let's just leave it up till the rest of the pond that is left. But yeah, other than that, doing fantastic.
Awesome. Well, we have audio now. I can hear everything. Everything's good on their end. I'm not muted. And Tradefly, did you ask me a question? Because you looked like you were looking at me waiting for a comment back, and I didn't know what you were saying. So
Nah, I just I did my intro, I was done, and I was like, all right. All I heard was
crickets.
So I was kind of
Yes,
looking
yes,
around
sir.
we still here? What's
Yeah,
what's going on?
my AirPod, it said, hey, there's a new version out that just got marketed by Apple, and you should probably buy new ones. So I'm going to quit working on you. It's
Are those the
all a
Kamala
coup.
Harris specials? Are
Yeah,
those the ones that
I'm
she
going to
was
get some
using
of
for the
those.
debate?
Yeah, the beautiful earrings
Nice.
where I can get, yeah, absolutely. Going to
Good,
get
man.
those for
That's
sure.
good. Those are fancy.
So new intro. Let us know what you guys think of the new intro that we did today. Let me know in the chat. And then also we're broadcasting now in ultra wide. So it's probably filling up a bit more of your phone than what you normally see on YouTube, guys. So let us know. Making some changes, but if you guys don't like them, let me know. I'll fix it. Okay. Let's get into the markets and these charts and what we're seeing here, because there are some things that we all need to be aware of. Like we got some PPI data this morning, kind of came in mixed. We got some articles, and we do have a little bit of movement right now. And let's go ahead and jump over to the news, get that in here, and get that knocked out of the way. Let's go. Guys, today's news brought to you, as always, by Decrypted.tax, our trusted tax official. If you have questions, if you need tax done or you have concerns, contact Ernest over there. Use our link and you'll get a free 1-hour consultation and 25% off his services if you decide that you need them. So no obligation on that consultation. Go ahead and hit him up. Guys, looking here at the fear and greed index right now, we're sitting at 31 on fear, still sitting in fear. Yesterday we were at 37, so it's coming down actually quite a bit. Last week, though, I just want to remind you, we were at extreme fear. Market cap sitting over $2.1 trillion right now, and the volume is, for the past 24 hours, is up 6.16%. Bitcoin dominance creeping up 0.1% there to 54.1%. I like when I see this matching up. Now, if I had seen this market cap coming up and then this was coming down, we talked about that last week or Tuesday, I believe it was. Maybe it was Tuesday on the live trade show. And I said, look, something's not matching up here. We got market cap going up, but the volume's coming down. And then we got a sharp pullback right after that. So that is what I like to see, is that green on green there. Looking here on the crypto bubbles, guys, you can see Sui's up 17.5%. PopCat FD White's favorite, getting that 15.3% to the upside there on the daily. Let's jump down here and see what Bitcoin's looking like, and we'll bring this in a little bit closer. There we go. Get a little closer. There we go. Bitcoin, 57,796, just sitting under 58K. 57K, going to be a critical level to watch, guys, and we're going to show you why. There's an article up on it that I'm going to talk about. Up on a daily here, about 2.4%. On the hourly, down 0.16%, but still up on the weekly, looking pretty decent there, actually. Ethereum, just about 2350, we'll call it. We'll round that baby up. It's sitting 1.4% to the upside on the daily, up 0.3%. So holding a little bit better than Bitcoin this morning. BNB, though, guys, up 6.3% on the daily. I have to agree with Tradefly on this. He said, I don't know that I would sleep on BNB if things are going to move to the upside, then we've got to consider that BNB is going to be a rival on that layer one functionality, especially with Ethereum not doing that great. Why not BNB, right? Solana up 2.6% versus the hourly, which is up 0.34%. Any big movers here? Toncoin has taken back the number 9 position again. I keep talking about this. Tron and Toncoin just keep flipping like, hey, Tag, you're number 10 this week. But yeah, watching those, Toncoin getting another move up 3.6% on the daily. Cardano sitting at 11%, guys, but look, or sitting at number 11, I should say. But look, it's up 6.6% on the daily. Getting a nice rally going on. And by the way, if you didn't know, you can go over to A to Ace and watch him play some Cornucopias, which is built on Cardano. He's got a great video that he just dropped yesterday showing that gameplay. So it looks pretty darn good. What else we got? Bitcoin Cash up 1.6%. Chainlink's up 2.5%. Near Protocol, guys. Near Protocol. And I do believe there's an article about this that OC is going to talk about. AI plays getting a nice boost off of NVIDIA, getting its little rally going on. It's up 6.6%. And then we'll round it out with one of my favorites, Caspa, 2.4% to the upside. Caspa, I'll be back. Once I can confirm that Bitcoin is not going to go down, but and just crash on us with the economy, I'll be back to pick up some Caspa. I'll be back. Anyway, my moment of heartfelt sincerity to Caspa is done for a second now. Looking here, guys, at what we're seeing on the total liquidations in the past 24 hours, 32,110 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $100.8 million. Single largest liquidation order happened on Binance. It was Ethereum. 11.8 million. No big deal. Just a little bit of spending cash for the weekend there. Here is that PPI data that we got today, guys. We got PPI month over month, supposed to be at 0.1% for the forecast, and consensus previously was at 0.1%, came in at 0.2%. Okay, a little higher than what they were expecting. Remember, PPI, this is the producer price inflation. So it is the cost for producers to make goods, right? Hey, good morning to Alex O Crypto in the house, and Eric Wallen in here hanging out with us. Factory gate prices in the U.S. increased by 0.2% month over month in August, following a downwardly revised flat reading in July and above the forecast of 0.1. So looking at this, it says the services increased 0.4%, prices of services did, after a 0.3% drop, led by a 4.8% rise in guest room rentals. I guess Airbnb back on a run, right? Cost for machinery and vehicle wholesaling, auto fuels and lubricants retailing, residential real estate loans, professional and commercial equipment wholesaling also moved higher. So in contrast, prices for airline passengers, though, passenger services, they fell almost a full percent, 0.8 there. Good cost was unchanged as rising cost for non-electric cigarettes, vape mods, I guess, chicken eggs, gasoline, diesel fuel, and drugs, pharmaceuticals offset the falls in the price for jet fuel, which was down 10.5% year on year. So a lot of things like very mixed. And that's what I said. It was very mixed report in the description. If you look here and see what we're actually seeing, though, I want to show you guys this. The one that I find interesting is PPI excluding food, energy, and trade, okay? If we look here and look at this one, PPI for the final demand, less food and energy, matched the rise seen in the previous month. So it went up 3.3%. remember, when it says it's 3.3% last month and 3.3% this month, it still went up 3.3%. It just didn't go up more than it did last month, right? So 3.3% inflation rate is still pretty freaking high. But I want to show you that it was flat. This excludes food and energy, guys. Let me know how your food and energy prices are going. Like, how's that working out for you? Is that stuff getting cheaper, do you think, or did it get more expensive in the past month? Because everything else stayed the same. So if that went up, guess what? There's some other data in there. That's probably where that 0.3 comes from here when it was revised down to -2, comes in at 0.3 above the forecast and the consensus. Let's jump over here. We'll talk about this because we got, the jobless claims. I got to go do that one. Jobless claims, guys, came in 230,000. It was at the consensus, not as high as the forecast, but an increase of jobless claims this week. And if you look here, Jesse Cohen here does a nice little breakdown. Jobless claims, we missed it. It was not better than it should have been. We missed that call. Continuing jobless claims are in line. It was neutral. PPI month over month, it beat it. PPI year over year, it missed it. Core PPI month over month, it beat it. And core PPI year over year, it got missed. So there is all of that data. And like I said, very mixed, one neutral, three negatives, and two beats there on that PPI economic data. And we are seeing shaky market. Dow's back down right now. NASDAQ was down. So we'll keep an eye on all that. We'll look at that heat map in a second. Let's give this a refresh and see how the FOMC is looking at this data from the CME group here. Guys, remember, the next rate cut meeting is on the 18th of September. That is when we will get that data saying, hey, then we're going to go down 0.25% or we're going to go down 50 basis points, whatever it is. As of right now, it is 87% likelihood that they see a 25 basis point rate cut. That is only 0.25%. They've talked about doing 4 of those this year. And I told you that's problematic in there because somewhere in that mix, there's only 3 meetings but this year. So they either have to do a 50 basis point somewhere or do an emergency cut on a non-scheduled, or I guess it's called unscheduled rate cut in October, because there is no meeting in October. We got September, November, December. Right now, 13% chance of a 50 basis point cut. If they do a 25 basis point cut, I do believe you're going to see some mixed feelings, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. One little piece of news that I want to bring up here, guys. The Bank of Japan's most hawkish board member sees the need to rate hike toward 1%. He sees the neutral interest rate level as being at least 1%, notes that there may or may not be another rate hike in 2024. So if you guys don't remember, this is what caused, and we'll jump over here. Let's jump back to Trio Cam. This is what caused the the Japanese carry trade issue, was that they raised their rates in Japan, and they're talking about raising it again, but he doesn't know. It may or it may not. I can neither confirm or nor deny a rate hike again in 2024. But if we were to see that, that could be another shakeout of the rest of that Japanese carry trade unwinding. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that data there. But yeah, let's talk about that 50 basis point versus 25 basis point. Yeah, I'm wearing the new RMT merch. You like that, don't you? Yeah. Retro Mike Tech. Shout out to you, bro. I got to talk about that 50 basis point versus 25 basis point rate cut that could occur, because you've got half the people thinking it needs to be higher than 25 basis points because labor markets are weak. And I showed you all this data many times. It's absolutely weak. The only reason that our numbers look as decent as they do sometimes is because of how many government jobs were thrown into the mix. So government jobs literally keeping that labor threshold afloat. But a lot of people think we need to go to 50 basis points, not 25. You got the other half that think that 50 basis points would be a scare on the investor market, and that would cause, issues. So it's really 50-50. Jerome Powell has got his hands tied on this. He's got to make the decisions based on data and not sentiment. And either way, I think that you're going to see some type of reaction from the market. So Retro Mike Tech, don't ban me. I love you, man. Come on. But yeah, just what I'm watching for there, guys, just to see how the market sentiment plays out on this with 50 basis point versus 25 basis points. And that is coming soon to an FOMC near you next week. So TradeFly OC, what do you think about this data? Bank of Japan, we'll touch on that one first. What do you think about if them possibly doing another rate hike? Does that come in 2024, 2025? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's always possible, right? There's going to be different economic factors that they have to consider for their own country. So you can't just put it to the wayside. Now, what does that mean for us? Like if they're hiking rates, now there is going to be some kind of correlation between the two of our, economies. I do think that would point more to a lower so I would be looking at a 0.25 vice a zero point 0.5. And so I've kind of been on that train for a while. And the reason I've been on that is only because I just sit back, I watch and I observe and I'm like, okay, what's Powell's trend? Well, his trend is 0.25. He wants to do incremental changes. He doesn't want to shock the market. So if we do see a 0.5, I think Piper, you're onto it. You kind of mentioned it as you were going through that. A 0.5 is going to mean we got bigger issues here. And now people are going to step back and be like, well, why 0.5? And that's another conversation. And I don't know that is actually necessarily baked in, even though people are talking about a 0.5 needs to happen. I don't know that that's baked into the market yet. And so that I think will cause a reaction that would, be probably negative in my mind. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, something I want to touch on that before I go over to OC on that is I think both have been baked in. I think half the market has baked in 25 basis points. I think the other half of the market has baked in 50 basis points. So there's a potential of shakeout on the other side of what they didn't bake in for. It's going to be interesting to see how they respond. I think, guys, the volatility going into next Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be unreal. So strap in. Or as OC says, strap on. OC, thoughts on the rate hikes and the rate cuts? What are we going to see, bro? Do you think they're baked in? We'll just go with, we'll just go with that. Are they baked in right now? So what do you think? You're muted, bro. Hit that like if you like muted OC. That's right.
Muted. I would say that let's keep that trend going. I think they have baked on a couple of things already, right? I mean, the thing is, I do agree with you both. I think the market already have gone through the worst. I think the surprise factor is what makes things worse, right? I mean, so nobody kind of like expected that snowball effect. And at this point of the market, I think everything is expected, especially once again, you get hit once, right? You get slapped across the face, and then you are, hey, what the hell just happened, right? And then you're expecting, you're looking at both hands of the economy just to see where the next hit comes from, right? So I believe that most of the things it already have baked into the market. I don't think major economical snowball effects might go on without external factors. If they go with the highest rate cuts, we might see a secondary snowball
I'm working
effect.
on issues here too.
What is it?
Oh, came through broken.
I don't know. I think we have
we didn't
problems.
Catch it because
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. Oh, perfect. All right, perfect. So basically, that's what I got. Almost in completely synchronized with you guys, but we still need to look for maybe black swan events, right? I mean, maybe it's not all of them happen at once, but we still need to get prepared. I mean, we've been talking about this, Piper. You have been very bearish on the economy lately, and I think you are right on spot there, right? I mean, always preparing for the worst case scenario will keep you alive, right? You need to put on and learn that chip, that action, that cassette, if you are from the 90s, right? Before you can play it. So there's no other way. So that's what I got.
Well, I gotta say, I gotta put this out there. We're always prepared for the worst case scenario, right? That's 22 years of Army mentality there for you, right? But on my last deployment, well, not my last deployment, my third deployment, I've had another one since then. On my third deployment, I was in Afghanistan training the Afghan police, and it was a very tight situation where I was there during the Quran burning. We were there during I was there during the Green on Blues when the people we were training were attacking the NATO trainers and advisors and killing us. Unaliving us. YouTube, sorry. And so I got to a point there where instead of preparing for the worst case scenario, I literally just adapted to the worst case scenario. And every day, me and my buddy Brian Miller, we would take our coffees from Green Bean Coffee, cheers each other, and go, "Today might be the day. Let's go to work." So, maybe that YOLO mentality is what I need to have in Bitcoin instead of being so prepared for the worst case scenario. I'm just saying, it worked out for me there. So I got crazy enough that I think they questioned doing anything like that. So. Today's the day. So maybe that's what I need to do. Let's jump over into the chart though. Let's check out Bitcoin and see if I need to YOLO in my money all on Bitcoin right now. Let's check it and see what I'm seeing there. All right, guys. Looking at Bitcoin, I actually talked yesterday on the AM question and answer session in the Discord with Buck about this. And I said, he was talking about stop losses. And I was like, look, we do have right here the dynamic reactor that we're rejecting off of. And we had all this rejection. I said, but I need to go ahead and assume that if we're that close to the quantum reactor, which is this one coming in right here, that my stop loss needs to be higher than just the dynamic reactor, right? And so I told him that, and then what do you know? That's literally what happened. We popped up there and have now rejected off the quantum reactor, getting a little pullback. But I want to show you guys, look at that green candle. It's getting support on the dynamic reactor. It got above it. Dynamic reactor is now support, was previously a lot, actually. Let's go back even further. This was a big point of resistance, and then you can see all the resistance here on the quantum reactor. So guys, if we get above this dynamic reactor, I do think that it's possible that we could get a push if the momentum continues into the weekend up to at least $59,000. Now, is there anything to support that? Sure. Let's look down here. Money flow is not coming down. It's actually a little flat and moving mostly to the upside. We do have more room for the true 7 to come up. We do have green volume, although it is starting to slope down. And I do want to point out, though, that the oscillator ribbon has turned into transition pink and has started, I guess it's peach, maybe. Peach, I don't know. Can I get a color specialist over here? Peach, and it is starting to curve down. But I do think that there's a possibility if we hold this, we could see that bounce to the upside further. Why? Do I think that? Well, look here, guys. Bitcoin price and analyst. Let me extend this all the way over. There we go. Perfect. Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin is on its way to 60K and 64K if it remains above this level. What is that level? Well, let's jump down and take a look. However, there might be things about to change as the asset flew on an 8-day peak to almost 58.5 earlier today after consolidating below that 60K. On the daily chart, the price has recently rebounded from the 52K support level and has broken back above the $57,000 mark. Currently, the market is likely to rise towards $60,000 resistance levels in the coming days. We'll take a look and see what that looks like on the chart. Meanwhile, the RSI is also climbing above that 50% threshold, which would point to a potential uptrend in the short term. That level, the guys that you need to watch here and what he's talking about here, just to make this short, the price must hold above $57,000 support level for a $60,000 and possibly a $64,000 Bitcoin to be coming in the near term. Let's jump over here, Trey Fly. Let's talk about what you see on your charts and what that looks like, because on my chart, 56K would be a return back to the 618. Above that 66 right here, which is 59,000, I would get pretty bullish in the short term. What are you seeing on your charts? Let's jump over there and see what that heat map looks like and then see what the charts look like with it.
Right on, right on. So here is the heat map, and 56K. It's pretty dark down there. I got to be honest with you. So Not a whole lot of liquidity there. The liquidity is actually down below at about 55.5. So pretty close to 56K. But you can see where liquidity built up here. It already came down and reached that. It already took that. But what I'm seeing right now, and I talked about this last night on Crypto Nightcap, the trend right now is going up and right. And the closest alligator to the boat is this liquidity here, sitting at about 58.5. I am shocked last night that the price went up to about 58.2, 58.3 in that range, didn't clear out this liquidity at 58.5. So I still think that's within striking distance. However, we got mixed data, which does have an effect on price action. So, but if I was a betting man says this liquidity gets hit first. 56K. Let's go ahead and look at the chart and see really what that correlates to. So that does end up under the channel, and I would say there's kind of like a horizontal level of support that's starting to build at about 56K. So, I could see it coming down there. Do I think it's like super bearish though? No. I not at all. I just think that would just be another retest of support, and there goes the planes. Haven't seen those in a while. But again, I'm looking at this channel. This channel right now has been acting as support, and it's been holding up for quite some time. If you look at it on the weekly, we haven't had a close underneath of it yet, and so I'm just gonna keep beating this one to death because I just until we get a close on the weekly underneath this channel, I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish. I'm not changing it. I don't care what Piper says to me. I'm still bullish. And it's funny, right? Because that's a flip for me. I was bearish when we were kind of sitting up near all-time highs, 69, 72K. That's I was kind of bearish, right? Now, I have flipped, and that's only because we're maintaining the support level that we've been maintaining for months. I mean, more than half of a year we've been maintaining this channel, right? So it's critical. Don't get me wrong, because we're testing that area multiple times now. We're probably on 3 or 4 retests of that area, which at some point that it's got to break down. But we just haven't yet. Now, what does that mean for me in terms of like a swing trade or a long term like hodl? Like until we break that, like there's no harm in like adding to a bag. Personally, that's what I've been doing. I've been DCAing on the way down. Every time we hit these critical levels, I'll throw some money in. I just keep throwing some money in. But 56K, I don't think that's super bearish by any means. I think that's just, within yeah, it's still maintaining this trend in my eyes. With that being said, if we're looking at the charts here, what are we looking at in the near term? We got this dynamic reactor. This dynamic reactor has really been resistance here. We've had, I think, about 4 retests of that area. And what I was looking at here is the trend of the RSI, or the prime oscillator. All right, this is the prime oscillator Pro. That's why it's beautiful. And you can change the colors. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm using Halloween colors here. So I'm getting festive on you. Wait. So once we get to Christmas, I'll change it up on you again. But you can see the trend is going up and right on the oscillator, showing strength. Now, one of the, there's a couple of things on here that you would look at and be concerned with on the 4-hour, but I'm not overly concerned with them, to be honest with you, because we came down and then you saw it hook back up. You see how it's transitioned back to orange. And so we're having the opportunity, and it looks like if you really zoom in, it looks like it actually wants to hold. So we got a really quick green flash here on the dynamic reactor. It quickly went back to red, but it looks like it actually wants to flip this area. It's trying. The problem is you have that data, and if you're looking at the greater market, I haven't looked at the Nasdaq and the S&P this morning, but it sounded like they're pulling back a little bit. If I heard Piper correctly, it looks like it wants to flip this area. And so, what would that mean for price action in the near term? I think 60K might be a go, man. 60K, you got that horizontal level of resistance. That would clear out the liquidity that's sitting here at about 58.5. That would make too much sense for me. But it's got to break because we're getting squeezed here. And I talked a little bit about that. I said, hey, like if you're a trader, you might be able to trade this range a little bit. But now this is a kind of a key area. I hate saying it. I feel like every time we get on the show, I'm like, we're at a key area. We're at a critical level. Well, we are, because we seem to never do the show in the middle of this. So here we are sitting here. Would I go long here? I'd be careful. I'd be very careful because it just like it's sitting right on that area, but it looks like it's trying to flip it. So I would like to see price action come up a little bit just to give me a little bit of confirmation that, yeah, now we're looking at, that continuation. But hey, it's in play for me. And so that's what I'm looking at. Key level 60K top side, key level here where we're at right now because of the dynamic reactor. And then this channel, this one you have to zoom out and look at it on the weekly. bring that up for you and just, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on it because I think that is really my line in the sand for this trend overall for Bitcoin. And that's kind of what's driving my analysis right now of saying I still think there's up and right action in play for us.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm thinking that too. I think that midterm going into this weekend, we see an uptick, and then I do believe that next week before the FOMC is where we see that pullback happen at. So, OC, what are you seeing on
I'm
your
bringing
chart
them.
real
I'm bringing them
fast?
back. I'm bringing them back. I'm bringing the
Hey,
bear back.
I'm still holding Bitcoin and ETH. I told you guys, I took my risk off the table out of alts.
That's
Out of
fair.
the, yeah, that's, because if I was right, those things are going to drop hard. If I'm wrong, I've still got a big bull run coming. So, yeah, I'm sitting about 25% in, still 75% on the side, making
You know what?
5%. So,
Hey, I know this will be kind of taking up the show a little bit, but there's something that to me, I want to show you guys on the charts. And I think it's kind of important to look at it quick. So let's look at AVAX real quick. So when they announced that partnership with Grayscale announced the partnership with AVAX, right? That popped 18%, about 18% before it pulled back. Ultimately, it actually fell below the initial level, but let's just say, hey, there was a news-based move on AVAX. All right, so 18% it moved. That's pretty significant. Let's go over to XRP. All right, now you just got that news about XRP with Grayscale. Well, 18% will put you at probably, a very, very important level of price action, about 64 cents. And 64 cents, so like I talk about it all the time. It's been stuck between like 50 and 60 cents for a really long time. This trend line that you're seeing right here, this blue trend line, it does have to get over that. And you can see people were playing that trend line. It get wicked off of it pretty hard, but it's a news-based move. You can see right, look how this looks different than everything else on the charts right now. We've had a nice little pop. And then, that area is, I think, critical. But where is it? It's about 18%. So keep an eye on that. And you're getting over this area right here. So this was resistance, right? You can see multiple hits and support at times, got underneath of it, got the retest, breakdown, but now pop through it with a conviction. So it could be an opportunity. And it could be an opportunity up to about 64 cents. I just wanted to show that to you guys. Obviously, do your own research. And it's speculative, taking from one and correlating it to another. But that's kind of what we do, right? We try to, play the game essentially. But I wanted to show that to you guys because I just thought it was critical based on the announcement that came out this morning, or at least it's hitting the news cycles this morning. So just want to show that to you guys real quick.
awesome. OC, let's jump over. Let's bring it back like we left something to Bitcoin, and let's jump over to your chart, see what you're seeing there quickly. And then I'm going to run through what's going on with gold, guys, because record-breaking price action on gold right now. Get that sound effect ready, TradeFly. Get it ready because we're going to be getting over there.
I don't need to get it ready yet. It's already ready. Let's go.
You're muted,
again.
OC.
He is the mute king.
Hey, you're muted.
Again.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
you're muted.
All right, strike two, man. We're gonna make you do push-ups live on camera on strike three. This shit is happening.
Oh man. All right, so let's take a look at that. So I was expecting doing a reanalysis of what I was expecting. I was actually expecting a little bit of a suckers rally from this point on. So going back down to some support, and then because we were building up a goose hit on the 1 hour, and we're gonna be seeing that basically a push through this area here, maybe just getting at these higher highs, right? What did I got there? Well, then I had a couple of fair value gaps and also 2 support resistances. So it seems like we went exactly to the next value gap resistance, and then we are retracing something important. It is that we're building up this trend line in here. This is an automatic trend line, and not only it's a breakout, we're going for a possible retest. The only thing that I don't like, and again, we're gonna see this in the 1 hour, is that if we keep flipping down here, well, then look at the price. It's going up, and momentum is going down. That usually indicates a what? a divergence, right? But a bearish divergence like before in here, right? I mean, it doesn't. It is unknown how far could it go. I'm still maybe expecting if we bounce from here to the upside, some targets are around 59,600 for then a further capitulation. Let's go to the 1 hour here very quick, and also you will see that I was expecting when I was looking at an inverse head and shoulders in here, right? Not only that inverse head and shoulders. Oh, come on. Let's get back into the 1 hour. But also you can see all the here that the neckline, it is this line here, this resistance line, right? So we're trying to pierce through it. We don't have a clean pierce, but also look at what I was talking about. Look at that ginormous bearish divergence, right? And we're losing the zero line in here. You already have a bullish peak already playing out, and we're going for this trend line in here. I think that we're gonna lose it, maybe going back down to these areas, and then from there on I think we need to recalculate. So this place still, I mean, this is still in place, but I ultimately believe that we're going to be losing this area in throughout this weekend. So just be ready, because I mean, we could have a kind of like a little pump in here, and then after the pump a big dump. I think that divergence, it's been cooking, and we might see, or we can see that once we hit this line up in volume, we usually tend to reverse, right? So we are flat up in that line. I think it's time for a little reversal. I'm not saying completely bearish, but I am looking at some bearish structure here. Hopefully I'm wrong. I want to see it going up, because in a difference from Piper, I have not yet risked out, and I talked about this. I am expecting a last push to the upside before I start risking out. So basically just selling a bit of my Bitcoin. Which Bitcoin? The one that I bought here, the one that I bought here, and the one that I bought here. So the one that I still hold is the one that I got in here. I'm not going to be selling that one. And not even if we get to these prices, that is going to go for my wallet and my savings accounts. In fact, it's already on my savings account. So I will be trying to risk off if we get past to this area here. Maybe my first sell is going to be somewhere around here, and my secondary sell, if we can reach it, is going to be up there. So pumped over, might be sucked over at the end of it. So just be careful there. Just a little opinion on my side. Turning it back to you guys.
Wow, OC turned into the bear. I'm over here getting bullish. He's getting more bearish right now. I don't know what's going on here. We got a lot of people in the chat right now. Trey Fly, you want to give some shouts out there? Because I saw 2Dub. I saw Mr. and Mrs. Wick, aka 2Dub. That is Wick's wife. So give them a shout out there. I know you want to. You're muted. Do push-ups. Report to the first sergeant.
Strike number one. We're competing.
Let's see. I unmuted the wrong one, man. Darn it. I saw the little whatever. All right. So I have the live chat up. It only goes back so far. So don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me if I don't mention your name here. But I got Buck in the chat. He said, "Let's get it." Alexander G, best mind in the house. Randy's in here. How you doing? Let's see. Rolling. Blackie Chan 577. What's up, BC Porcourt? How you doing, my dude? Lasers. How you doing? Crypto AI Max H and going. Crux of Crypto with a yo. What's up, dude? Hope all is well. Eric Wallen. My man FD White. Got to play his little music here. Yeah, you guys are welcome for that. Kyle Fields in the house. Bye, yes. How you doing? Username, my dude. What is up? Alex Prolific Crypto. Mike Play in the house. Moho. Alex O Crypto in here. Lou. And scrolling. I gotta scroll. Gotta know the names that I already said. Average Crypto Joe. How you doing? I think I got Mike Play already. Mark Dutch, my dude. Thank you very much. He's been on Crypto Nightcap quite a bit, man. He said it's late, but he's old faithful. I appreciate you. Wick 589. I know you got a shout out already. Richard Berry, how you doing? He was on the show. We're gonna try to get him on Crypto Nightcap. I actually really enjoyed having him on. He's a good dude. Let's see. Bucks in the chat. My dude, my Marine. Let's go. Let's get it. And going. OC guys in here, obviously. Lunar Beaches Crypto LBC. Check them out in the morning. Pre-show to the show. Hey, they're doing good stuff, man.
Hey,
They're growing. Yo,
yeah, they
yo.
are. They had really good views yesterday on the video. I called them last night to talk to Lunar Beaches about it. It's like good, they're doing great. They're killing it, man. I want to give a shout out to 8 Ace. He just said, "Yo, watch my newest mini series on Cornucopias, episode 1 out now." Ada, I already talked about that. Literally, I said you go check out Ada Ace's new video. He just did one on Cornucopias that looked fire. Really good looking game, and I said, gave a shout out about it because
Yeah. Late to
Cardano
the
was at
party.
6.6%. Yeah. Let's
Hey,
go check out.
report to the first sergeant. You're late. He's gonna let you know how many push-ups
Yeah,
to
he's
do.
late.
You derailed it.
Let's
Hey,
go
all
jump
set.
over here.
What's up, Retro Mike Tech? I'm just finishing up here. You cut me off. I'm
Oh.
finishing it.
Oh, well, finish off then. I'm sorry, my bad.
I am.
Here.
I am. Wix White Fine 89. I don't want to leave people out, man. It's about the people. It's about the people. Green Day Profits in here. What's up, dude? And going down the Dusty Hunt. And I didn't mess it up this time. You guys know what I did on my show. It was embarrassing. Seth Shepard's in here. And going. Ada Ace. I see you, dog. But you're doing push-ups. I don't care. All right, there you go. Now we're done, man. Don't be leaving the people out.
Wix Wife. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Wix Wife Fine said, when you going to get Matty B on the nightcap? Because you know he's all about that nightcap life. That's his time frame, man. Yeah, you got to get him on.
You can try that.
I'll hook you up.
Oh,
I'll hook you up. By the way, tomorrow, guys. What?
Cricket. Keeper. We should be having Keeper on tonight.
Oh, nice.
Hit him up.
Nice.
I haven't been,
awesome.
I didn't text him, so
tomorrow,
he might not.
Tomorrow we're gonna have Crypto Blood, special guest on the morning market report tomorrow. I'm gonna have my fellow bear, my fellow economy bear on here with me tomorrow. So watch out. Let's go check out that gold.
Blood a lot, man.
I do too. Blood is the man, dude. Let's go check out gold, and then we'll come back. I got XRP in the chute here. What else was there on that list? OC's building it up over here. He said XRP, KYJ, and RTM. And I'm watching here, guys, right now. Dow is down. S&P is down. Treasury bonds are up, which means people are selling their bonds even right now. It's a little weird on that 10-year. It's the 10-year that's up. NASDAQ is holding at neutral, and it looks like gold is the one. So let's go check out gold and see how it is looking here.
Selling bonds, good for the market?
The 10-year means bad for the economy, because the 10-year means that people don't want their money locked up for the next 10 years. They don't have, it's a show of loss of faith in the economy 10 years from now. If that makes sense.
10 years where people were kind of transitioning from risk on assets. Is that not the correlation?
Right, but well, no, because lately it's been the 2-year, the 1 year and the 2-year that's been really pumpy, or really dumpy, which means people are buying the crap out of them, meaning that they were getting set for that recession, and now people are looking at the 10-year going, you know what? I don't think that the inflation rate between now and 10 years from now is going to outperform this yield that I'm in. Maybe they flip over and just start doing some micro yielding on like a 1 year, 2-year, so that they can then make a call much earlier than sitting on that 10-year. I think people are thinking inflation might rear its ugly head again, which would be horrible in my opinion. Let's jump over here. Talk about gold, guys. I pulled this fib here back here from 2026 or 2016, 2026, to June 2016 down here to December 2016, because that was a trend reversal year. You can see we created a new higher high, new higher low, and there is your trend-based fib extension that I pulled this from. And you can see it played really hard here on golden pockets, sequencing looking really solid on the 236, came to the 5, broke beneath it once it got up. You can see there was nice little candles here on the daily that it played inside the golden pocket, got a nice retest of the platinum pocket, and then up it went. Let's go look and see what happened after that. We had a nice little breakthrough here, fight with the phase 1 golden pocket, and then it got a little close to front ran retest here, came up to the phase 2 golden pocket. And this has been our resistance for quite a while. The sequencing on this is solid. What does this tell us now, though, that we've gotten a breakthrough on that phase 2, hit this key resistance level, which was the previous all-time high of 2135, and then getting a nice bounce there on the dynamic reactor at the same time as it broke that phase 2? Well, it came up to phase 3. And phase three has now become a level of support that we are bouncing off of. We just now hit and broke that green line. That was the previous all-time high. Gold currently sitting at $2,544 and breaking above the new all-time high level. Guys, the way that the sequencing is played out on all of these golden pocket levels of, the 3.618 to 2.618, we have to assume that the 4.618 is in play, and that would be a $2,640 gold. Gold is where a lot of money flows to when there's a lot of uncertainty in currency and a lot of uncertainty in market returns. And we're seeing gold pumping up today, likely in preparation for what is coming on the rate cuts and how the economy and sentiment is going to shift based on that data. So interesting that gold is getting a pump rally today. And while things are looking, neutral, really, they're meh today. That's what they are. Let's go ahead and let's get into shout out to Crypto Craig. He said he loves my cast hat. Thank you. Thank you very much. You are the man. Anyone into Tether Gold? Well, Pax G is a big favorite of Crux of Crypto. I know that he keeps his eye on that one hard, but it looks like Pax G might be a good safe play if you want to stay decentralized in the crypto space and keep that money moving to something that has some stability if we do get pullbacks on stuff. Let's go ahead and check out what you got on these altcoins. I know TradeFly, did you already talk about XRP earlier? Do you
I
want to
did, but it
go a little
wasn't. I didn't
deeper
really
into it?
break it down. I didn't really break it down. It was
Yeah, do you want?
more a speculative like play talking about AVAX, its correlation to
Yeah.
XRP. What I do have up right now is the Soul Train, baby. So we can come back. We'll wrap back around. I can
Oh,
cover
let's ride the
XRP.
Soul Train. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get on it, baby. Choo choo. I need to get an audio sound for that. All right. Looking at Soul, we got this on the daily. Now, last Friday, I gave you these two levels. We're looking at 128, 121. All right. Those critical areas. I will say you can see right here. These alerts have been triggered. All right. So those are entries. Now we're looking at where does this fun end? Well, it's starting to develop what looks like a potential trend here. And there's a correlation between the dynamic reactor and the point of control for the entire range. Now, we talked about this range because this has been in a horizontal range, which for me looks a little bit better than Bitcoin. So I figured with Bitcoin, if it held the line, all right, there was going to be a little upside movement for Sol. We got that. All right, but where does the fun end? About 144, you're going to see probably a rejection there or a little bit of a pullback. That's your resistance. That's kind of like your line in the sand. That's where if you were to pick it up at 128, you're doing a short term, maybe a little swing trade, staying in the trade for a few days, 144 or ish, maybe even a little lower based on this trend line. You got to respect that first. Maybe even as low as about 140 is where I would be looking at a potential exit. So let's say that we break through that area. Where are we looking at next? Where's the next line in the sand? Well, look at how beautifully this lines up right now. So if you're looking at 162 horizontal level that I have identified right here, you just go back and this is too easy. All right. So you're looking at it, you see clear support, resistance, clear support, retest here, and then it breaks through, comes down, breaks down, retest, and then comes back, retest it again. Right. So you can see very, very clear when you're looking at support and resistance and how it interacts with this price action or this price level. All right. So that's kind of my upside target right now in the near term. And when I say near term, I'm not talking about like the next couple of days. Just understand that. But I think if we break through this area, 162 is happening. What do I have that'll further validate that? Let's go ahead and bring up a fib retracement, the 618, right? So I did it reverse style. All right. I'm learning something from Piper here. Now coming down from top to bottom and then looking at it, it lines up beautifully. All right. So that is where I think there's going to be a key level of resistance. So mark that on your charts. 162 high side target, I think is going to be resistance. If we break through that, all right, and so that would be a breakout too. So you're gonna get that move. I think it's gonna be pretty explosive up to 162. I think it'll happen pretty quick. If we break through that, it's game on, right? Now we're talking some big numbers up here, but let's just leave that alone. 162 is going to be the high side target. 128, that's a place to add to bags. 121 is, hey, I think that's a value area. All right, you're getting a good deal at about 121. And I mean, again, it's the same thing with Bitcoin. We are in a horizontal level here. We're in a range. All right, we've been in this range since March. We've talked about that. So for me, like until we break it, like we play it, right? Why not? We play the tops and bottoms of this thing and let this thing pogo around and we just make money in the interim. So that's what I'll be looking for on Sol. If it does break out, if we get a close under 121, then I would say let's just leave this alone for a little bit, because then that changes everything. All right, you can see like this is where we started, this is where we're at. So again, it's a potential opportunity here for Sol. I wouldn't be out if it's a long term play for Sol. I wouldn't even though we're in the middle of the range. I'm not big on buying the middle of the range. I'm not out on it because I think there's some potential upside, at least at a minimum, up to about 140. So that's what I'm looking at on Sol. I'll pass it back to you guys.
Awesome. OC, I know you got some news on Near, and you were going to look at that chart. It's not on the list, but let's go ahead and knock that one out because I think it's got a lot of impact that people need to know about in relation to the AI gameplay. So let's jump over there. Let's check that out on your chart.
Absolutely. So first of all, let's take a look at what Near is doing, right? First of all, we see a series of lower lows, right? Maybe one higher low at this point, but still a low, right? Seems like it had broken structure, but once again, on the retest, we failed to go all the way up and create next higher high. So as we were expecting, a lower low was in place, and at this point, we're making kind of like a big triangle here. So this could be a big breakout, right? This is to take a look at what's happening on the markets. Artificial intelligence related crypto assets recorded impressive gains following a surge in Nvidia stock price. Nvidia Corp stock rose by 8.15% of September 11, closing the day at 116.91. The company's market cap reached 2.86 trillion with T. That's pretty good, according to the data. So let's take a look at also Nvidia. So Nvidia, we kind of know that it wasn't doomed, despite it had a big surge to the downside, and then we start seeing recuperating here. Yes, we're building down this lower high, but at the same time, we have this beautiful trend line that comes in very strongly. And again, we're making that huge triangle. Usually triangles like this tend to break 50-50 to the upside, to the downside, right? So it's important to try to trade the inside, but also be careful on the breakouts. I will be waiting for a possible reversal here, one last movement before, and this is what I'm expecting, a push up to the upside, especially because of its market capitalization. That means that crypto related like Near protocol might be seeing a further moving here. So let's go back into Near. Oh, this is it. Let me clear this up. And so far you might be saying, well, it says impressive gains. Well, that article might have being I don't know, written by some just analyst that is not used to see how Near moves, because this is a 24.9% move. I mean, don't get me wrong, 10x on 290, the 240, I mean, on 10x on 24, that is 249, right? But we have seen also big pumps out of 245, no leverage, right? So I would be expecting something in between, maybe some kind of movement like this, if we start seeing crypto related AI to start bouncing up as Nvidia also surged up. So be careful. First areas to start jumping in, it's of course at support, start taking profits at previous resistances, and then remember to trail up your gains and move your stop loss to entry. So that's what I got. Just a little bit heads up on AI related cryptocurrencies, because we might have some narrative back as Nvidia keep growing up.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and jump into SUI. I saw Eric Wallen, I believe, talking about it earlier. So I want to jump over there and show you guys the SUI chart, and we'll talk about why you never delete your old stuff, right? So let's go over there and take a look. Guys, looking here at SUI, we had this level here of fibs that I pulled, had a bottom to the top, and I was watching for the retracement coming down. You can see platinum pocket down here played out a lot of the time here. The golden pocket was definitely a resistance for us. And then, support. We lost it. We came down. We broke new areas here. And I said, okay, let's go ahead and throw a local fib on. I want to throw this on and show you what's going on with this. We came down off of a high to low fib. You can see the platinum pocket here and the golden pocket became key levels of support. Final jump here was off of the dynamic reactor from my chart prime indicators. And now let's go back and look, because now we're back into the old range. And this is pretty awesome to see that we're getting our support right there back on the platinum pocket. And on this current 12-hour candle, we have broken above the 786 here at $1.03. This was previous resistance areas. Now, if we can hold this and not get wicked back under like we did here, then this is going to be a pretty bullish move for SUI. Up right now, currently, I believe it was like 12% on the daily. It's looking really good. Yeah, 12.1% here to the upside. Let's look at this on the 4-hour and see what we're actually seeing here. You can see there was a little bit of rejection and resistance here on the 4-hour, getting a wick back selling pressure, bears taking control of that candle, but then bulls come back in, get it up there. I'm watching for that $1.03 to be a critical hold area for this continuation to the upside. Let's go ahead and look at the oscillator, see what they're telling us. We do have a lot of overbought here. We are getting a curvature here. We just turned green, but it is getting a little curve there. And we are clipping on the true 7. The last time we clipped on the true 7 here, we did get a little pullback. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play with that clipping going on now at the same time that we're starting to curve. RSI getting a little curvature up here. It might be a difficult task to hold $1.03. If it does, be watching for it to come back and test right here, a dynamic reactor, quantum reactor on the 887. That is at 88.5 cents. Might be another entry to look at buying up some SUI. And then lastly, let's go do a little side-by-side on it and just see how this looks here when we look at it on my side-by-side kit here. You can see here we're hitting the daily Bollinger Band on the top side. I would say that SUI is set up for a good short in the near term. I'm just going to drop that out there. Not financial advice. I might actually go short SUI right now just because of what I'm seeing here on my side-by-side. We're at critical resistance, previous resistance multiple times. And at the top of that, on top of that, we're getting a rejection here at the top of the Bollinger Band. Does indicate usually a return back to the downside. Very hot and overheated on the RSI, and all the stuff over here giving us confirmation. But if we do that, my take profit is definitely going to be 88.5 cents on SUI. So there you go. Tradefly, what you got for us, man? We got time for one.
Yeah, I'll come back to XRP and actually do some TA on it, Vice, just the speculative play that I was looking at. All right, so looking at XRP, we got this really important trend line. This trend line goes way back, not just a few months, probably about a year. Okay, let's actually see. June of 22. And you can see it was support going all the way up. And then finally we had a breakdown retest. So you can see like it was a significant area of price action. It's respecting that level. And it's respected that level for quite some time. So let's take a look at it. How are we interacting with it right now? This looks familiar, right? It looks pretty similar to Sol, right? Where we have this horizontal level and it's actually maintained that horizontal level of support quite well. You're not seeing as much of a downtrend right now. And so it's been very stable. That's why I always make fun of it. I think we're actually having an earthquake right now. We are. Live California earthquake. Nice.
Live, all right. You got to shake around more. You got to shake it more and make, build us drama out. Like I was broadcasting live earthquake.
Hey, real talk. I'm going to go check on the fam. So I'm out of here. Realsies.
Yep, go do your thing, bro. We got you, bro. Go check on your family, guys. That's about all we got time for today. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the hour. We got to go raid Randy Hipper's house, guys. She is the frat mom, and she's waiting for us. So when you get over there, drop those graduation caps. You're in a thoughts trade fly. We'll call and check on you here in a little bit. Gotta love California. Taxes, regulations, homeless people, and earthquakes, fires, mudslides. Did I miss anything on California? I don't know. But hey, guys, thanks for joining us today. OC, tell those people what they get if they smash that like button right there. What's going to happen with Bitcoin's price this weekend? It's going to like crush the economy, right? Just erase everything that the economy says. What are we going to get? Let's go.
Guys, thank you so much for joining today's class. A quick reminder to click that like button, because if you do, the only thing that is going to be shaking is going to be your milkshake. So not your house. So don't believe me. Try to click that like button and see everything steady but the price of Bitcoin. Other than that, turn it back to you, Piper.
That's right. Party, celebrate. Let's go. Pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers, damn it.
We're gonna pump those numbers
guys,
up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
That's right. We are ready to head over to the house. Thanks for joining us this morning on Piper Academy's Morning Market Report. It is a Thursday, so I'm going to be back here live this afternoon, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with FD White looking at Trade Academy and where are we at in the market. Can we trade something? Let's get into a trade. Last Tuesday, Tuesday on the show, we called a short on Bitcoin, played out to the penny on the entry, and we rocked some good gains off of that. So let's see if we can do that again today. Catch us here, Trade Academy, today, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then tomorrow morning, actually this evening, we're going to be live with Crypto Nightcap again. FD White and TradeFly be doing that. Hopefully, no issues at the TradeFly homestead. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be back here with Crypto Blood for the morning market report, closing out the week and giving you guys all of the information you need because knowledge is profit here at Piper Academy. We'll catch you guys then. Until then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss. And if you're a magna cum laude or a summa cum laude, look for your name in the credits. I've updated that stuff. We're on it, guys. Let's get it.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti, yo. Crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Car Prime, then you will part of that not a source spine. But if you have step, fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling up the wheels flow low. Sound off.
To get rhythm, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.